insecurities come from us comparing ourselves to other people because we have deemed somebody else as the gold standard in our own life. But when we decenter that person, we put that back on ourselves and we make ourselves the center of our own life, that is when those insecurities are able to just like pluck out of your life, pluck out of your personality. It doesn't become part of you anymore. And that is how it should be. You should just be comparing yourself to yourself, and that is it. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to another person's life because 1, you don't know that person's life. 2, that is not you. And 3, that's it. That's it, basically. You should just be comparing yourself to who you were yesterday so you can grow and you can change and you can be your best self. And I say this as somebody who used to make other people the center of my life, whether it was their hairstyle, their wardrobe, their laugh, their whatever it was, their life choices. But I was doing that so much that I literally lost myself and I didn't even know what I liked at the end of the day. And it's taken me years to even come back from that person to understand the things that I liked and the person that I was. And it really was me thinking about who I was and realizing that there was nothing wrong with who I am. So know that who you are is who you are supposed to be. The things that you like, the way that you dress is the way that you are supposed to dress. The things that you are drawn to are there for a reason, and you're supposed to be moving towards those things. And if you also think back to, where your insecurities came from, if you think back further into your life, you'll probably realize that those insecurities came about because somebody told you something about you wasn't acceptable and they tried to break you down. And I'm here to tell you that there is nothing wrong with you. If you like anime, go ahead and like anime. If somebody is telling you that anime is stupid and you've suppressed that interest for so long, that is not who you are. That is somebody telling you who they think you should be. That is just an example. But yeah, insecurities can come from other people telling us what is deemed as perfect or, just the standard, whatever it is, even though perfect doesn't exist. And I could get into that, but you should be doing the work that, it can be difficult and it can be uncomfortable. But when you recognize that where those insecurities came from, you can just take them out. You can remove them from your life because they are no longer able to stick around. They no longer belong in your life because they don't have to be part of you, part of your personality anymore. Because there is a life for you beyond your insecurities if you allow that to happen, if you allow yourself to get there, and if you do the work, especially to remove your insecurities, because you are who you want to be, not who somebody else is telling you to be. And you can center yourself in your own life. You can remove the pressure to be like somebody else, even if it's in like a family situation where a parent wants you to be more like your cousin or whatever it is. You can remove that, those voices, that pressure, that expectation from your life and be exactly who you are supposed to be and to do exactly what you want to do. So, make those choices to center yourself as the gold standard of your life. Like I said, we should be comparing ourselves to ourselves, who you were an hour ago, a day ago, a week ago. Make sure that you are still just learning and growing as yourself and being the best person that you can be that feels authentic and right to you, not what feels authentic to Kim on Threads or whatever it is, I don't even know. It could be anybody, anywhere that you could be comparing yourself to that you really don't have to, because you are you for a reason. You have your gifts for a reason. And I think once you realize that, once you accept that, that is when you can start living authentically as who you're supposed to be without any insecurities attached. And that is really how I got through and got rid of my insecurities. I've just accepted that I am how I'm supposed to be for a reason. I dress the way I'm supposed to dress for a reason. I look the way I'm supposed to look for a reason. I talk the way I'm supposed to talk for a reason. I used to be so insecure with my voice because I remember when I was younger, my mom told me that we had terrible voices. And I was just like, okay, I have an ugly voice. But that, again, was something I had to get through. And it also helped me in high school because I had a teacher who loved the sound of my voice and always wanted me to talk in class. And I will always remember her. So think about those things that you might be insecure about, the things that you kind of carry that are not yours to carry, that are somebody else's. Maybe, like I said, it could be another family member who has an insecurity of themselves and they want to put that on you because that is all that they know. But you don't have to keep carrying that. You can decide at any point to release that burden and to release that weight. Like, you don't have to, insecurities are heavy to carry, and you don't have to be carrying that anymore if you don't want to. So you can do the work at any time. It might not be overnight. It could be overnight where you just are like, you know what, I'm done carrying that thing, and you just instantly get rid of it. It could absolutely be like that, but it can also be, you know, some work to get through, especially if it's from a family member that you are still around. This is just for an example. It can be harder to get through those insecurities because you are still sometimes reminded of what you're doing wrong in their eyes. And I know that all too well. So yes, that is how, you know, I have worked through my insecurities, and I hope you can use some of that information to get through yours as well. I hope that was helpful. You know, just make sure that you are centering yourself in your life. You are the most important. You are number one. And that you are who you are comparing anybody to. That, I hope, no, that didn't sound right. That you are only, whatever. I hope you know what I mean. That you are just, you are you. Everybody is their own individual selves, and that is amazing. That is great. We all have our own beautiful qualities and unique things to us, but you are you for a reason. Only compare yourself to yourself. I think I'm a little bit tired, and what I just said may or may not have made sense, but that's okay. Just make sure you are the center of your life, and that is really what I wanted to get across today. So that is that. Today's Wednesday. I'm moving on to my next video of the week. I hope you stick around, like and subscribe if you feel called to. But that is it for today. Bye for now.